Dear Starseed from Gaia, he kept a photo of a place he's never been because something in his soul already recognized where your paths will cross. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and the reunion guides are speaking through me with a message timed for this exact moment. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize your divine counterpart and prepare for the meeting your hearts have already begun to remember. But here's the first revelation. That photo is not proof of a random dream. It is a soul sign connected to the place where recognition may unfold. You didn't find this video by chance. Your heart called this message in, because divine timing is bringing hidden signs into view. This isn't just a message. It's a moment of divine intervention. Your soul has been waiting for this guidance, like this transmission to affirm to the universe, my heart is ready for divine love. Subscribe if you're aligning with Sacred Union, and comment 1111 if this message reached you at the perfect moment. Your heart knows why you're here. What you just felt, that quiet ache mixed with recognition, is not sadness. It is your frequency remembering what it came here to receive. If this transmission stirred something you cannot name, the Divine Love frequency code was written for this exact moment in your journey. It contains 5 sacred Arcturian transmissions designed to dissolve the wounds blocking your divine counterpart and activate the signal that draws them closer. The link is in the first pinned comment, but it will only remain there for a short time. And now, allow yourself to notice what the image of that place has awakened inside you. Not the urgency, not the need to prove that it is real. Notice the feeling beneath the feeling. Perhaps it is familiarity without memory. Perhaps it is a longing that does not belong to any ordinary location. Perhaps when you imagine standing there, something in your body softens before your mind has time to question why. Maybe your breathing changes. Maybe your shoulders lower. Maybe an emotion rises that feels older than this lifetime, like a distant bell heard beneath the noise of the present. Do not rush to name it. Some inner recognitions lose their power when we immediately force them into language. Let the image remain suspended within you like a moon reflected on still water. You do not have to grasp the reflection to know that the moon is there. You only have to become quiet enough to see what the surface is showing you. This is where many souls become confused. They believe the sign is meant to give them a complete map. They want the address, the date, the name, the exact sequence of events. But the deeper purpose of a soul sign is rarely to satisfy the mind. It is to awaken recognition in the heart. It is to remind you that some meetings begin long before 2 people stand in the same room. They begin as an inner rearrangement, a quiet movement away from what no longer matches the love you are becoming available to receive. Scripture says, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness does not always give you a detailed answer. Sometimes it gives you something more valuable, the ability to recognize truth when it arrives. The sign is not always a map with every road marked. Sometimes it is a lamp placed beside the next step, enough light for the portion of the path your soul is ready to walk. The place in the photograph may be physical, but its meaning reaches beyond geography. It represents a chamber of your life that has not yet opened, a landscape where the old version of you cannot remain in control. A threshold where you are invited to meet not only another person, but the self you become when you no longer carry fear into every doorway. Perhaps it is a place near water because your emotions are learning to flow again. Perhaps it contains mountains because you are being taught endurance and perspective. Perhaps it shows an old building because a forgotten part of your identity is being restored. Perhaps it opens beneath a wide sky because you are being released from the small room of old assumptions. The outer image may carry symbols, but the living message is always personal. Ask yourself what the place permits you to feel that your current surroundings have not permitted. Many souls struggle with divine love because they are waiting for love to remove the uncertainty before they allow themselves to open. They want reassurance before trust, evidence before surrender, guarantees before vulnerability. This is understandable. The human heart remembers disappointment. It remembers the relationship where promises became silence, the connection where intensity was mistaken for safety, the person who recognized your body but never truly witnessed your soul. So when a deeper love begins approaching, the nervous system may not interpret it as peace. It may interpret it as danger. The heart can be sincere and still be afraid. You can desire something beautiful while carrying memories of what beauty once cost you. You can pray for intimacy and then become restless when someone comes close enough to see you. This is not hypocrisy. It is the human part of you learning that the present is not required to repeat the past. The unfamiliar tenderness of a healthy connection can feel more threatening than the familiar pain of an unhealthy one. When you have learned to survive by anticipating abandonment, consistency may feel suspicious. When you have learned to earn affection, being chosen freely may feel impossible to believe. When you have spent years searching for signs that someone will leave, a love that does not require performance can leave you with no old strategy to follow. You may even find yourself waiting for the hidden cost. You may question kindness, analyze a pause in conversation, or assume that a peaceful beginning must eventually reveal a wound. Notice this gently. You do not need to shame yourself for having protective instincts. Your nervous system once created those defenses to keep you alive emotionally, but a defense that protected you in one season may prevent you from receiving in another. This is one of the hidden blocks on the sacred union path. You may be asking where your person is while your deeper heart is asking whether you are willing to be known without editing yourself. You may be watching for a message while your soul is preparing you to stop abandoning yourself each time someone becomes unavailable. You may be asking the universe to bring someone who sees your value while a hidden part of you is still negotiating with people who only offer fragments of care. The question is not only, when will love arrive? It is also, what do I do when love no longer resembles the struggle I have known? You may be accustomed to proving, persuading, waiting, and interpreting. Sacred love begins to ask for a different vocabulary: honesty, reciprocity, patience, embodiment, and choice. It does not ask you to become passive. It asks you to become available to what is real, rather than addicted to what is uncertain. The Arcturian heart wisdom speaks of this as a recalibration of the emotional body. Not a punishment, not a delay. A recalibration. Every time you choose truth over fantasy, presence over pursuit, and self-respect over temporary closeness, the signal of your heart becomes clearer. You are no longer broadcasting, "Choose me so I can feel worthy." You begin broadcasting, "Meet me where love is mutual, conscious, and free." This recalibration may feel like silence before it feels like peace. Old attractions may lose their shine. Conversations that once consumed your attention may suddenly feel empty. You may grieve identities you once believed were permanent. This is the sacred clearing that happens when the soul stops feeding on emotional crumbs and begins remembering the taste of nourishment. That shift changes the meaning of the photograph. You are not being asked to obsess over a destination or force an encounter. You are being invited to recognize the inner frequency of the place. What does it feel like? Is it spacious? Quiet? Alive? Does it carry water, mountains, old stone, open sky, or a sense of distance from the noise of the world? These details may be part of the outer message, but the greater question is this: what part of you can only be met when you enter that emotional landscape within yourself? Close your eyes and imagine arriving there without anyone beside you. Notice whether the place still feels sacred. If it does, then the image is carrying a message about you, not only about a future relationship. It may be calling you toward a version of yourself that knows how to feel wonder without immediately attaching that wonder to another person. Love may be part of the destination, but self-recognition is one of the first gates. The first doorway is the worthiness beneath the longing. If you secretly believe that this person, this meeting, or this place will finally prove that you are lovable, then the sign can become a burden. You will turn it into a test. Every silence will feel like rejection. Every coincidence will become something you must decode. Every delay will make you question your value. But your divine counterpart is not arriving to certify your existence. Their presence cannot create a worth that was absent. It can only mirror the worth you have begun to inhabit. This does not mean you must become perfectly healed before love finds you. It means you are learning to stop handing your inner authority to another person. You can desire the meeting without making the meeting responsible for your wholeness. Think of your worth as a sun behind clouds. The clouds may hide it from your sight, but they do not diminish its light. A relationship can reflect that light, and a loving partner can help you remember it, but neither one can place the sun inside you. It was there before the photograph, before the longing, before every person who failed to recognize it. Place your hand over your heart and speak the truth gently. I do not need to be chosen to become valuable. I allow love to meet me as I am becoming. Let those words reach the part of you that has spent years waiting for external confirmation. The body may resist them at first. That resistance is not failure. It is evidence that an old belief is being touched. When this doorway opens, the photograph changes from a promise you must chase into a reflection of a life you are preparing to enter. You begin making choices that belong to the future self who could stand in that place with peace. You rest more deeply. You clear emotional clutter. You stop feeding conversations that keep you tied to an old identity. You become less fascinated by unavailable people because your heart is no longer confusing uncertainty with depth. The second doorway is recognition without projection. A soul connection can be powerful, but intensity alone is not proof of sacred alignment. Sometimes the heart sees a familiar pattern and calls it destiny. Sometimes chemistry awakens an old wound so strongly that the mind interprets the activation as a divine sign. This is why discernment must grow alongside openness. Not every strong pull is a promise. Some pulls are invitations to heal. Some people enter your life to reveal the places where you still trade peace for attention. Others arrive as mirrors, showing you a self you had forgotten, and some may truly be aligned companions. The wisdom is not in denying the feeling, but in observing what the feeling produces. The person you are meant to meet will not require you to disappear in order to preserve the connection. They will not ask you to betray your boundaries to prove devotion. They will not keep you suspended in a permanent state of interpretation. Sacred love may contain mystery, but it does not depend on confusion. It may unfold through divine timing, but it does not use uncertainty as a weapon. The photograph may help you recognize a place, but the deeper recognition will come through how your body feels in the presence of the person. Can you breathe? Can you speak honestly? Can you remain yourself? Does the connection make you more compassionate, more grounded, more alive? Or does it keep you trapped in surveillance, comparison, and fear? Your counterpart is not simply the one who creates the strongest emotional reaction. They are the one whose presence reveals the truth without requiring you to abandon yourself. Recognition is not only the feeling of I know you, it is also the experience of I am safe enough to know myself here. The third doorway is the release of inherited relationship patterns. You may carry ideas about love that did not begin with you. Perhaps you learned that love means enduring emotional distance. Perhaps your family taught you to remain loyal to pain because leaving was called selfish. Perhaps you witnessed one person overgiving while the other remained emotionally absent. Perhaps you inherited the belief that desire must be hidden, that softness makes you weak, or that a strong person should never need reassurance. These patterns can travel through the emotional body. Like invisible instructions, they influence who feels attractive, what feels normal, and how quickly you dismiss your own needs. You may be drawn towards someone who gives you just enough affection to keep hope alive because that rhythm feels familiar to the part of you that learned love through inconsistency. A family pattern can feel like destiny simply because it has been repeated. But repetition is not revelation. You are allowed to be the generation where the pattern ends. You are allowed to create a home where love is spoken plainly, where tenderness is not mocked, where boundaries are not treated as rejection, and where two people do not have to wound one another to feel connected. The karmic release is not about blaming your family or rejecting your past. It is about honoring what you survived without allowing it to choose your future. You can say, "This may have been the love pattern I witnessed, but it is not the love pattern I must continue." You can return the burden without returning the love. You can understand someone's limitations without volunteering to live inside them. Write down one relationship belief you no longer consent to carry. Maybe it is, I must prove I am easy to love. Maybe it is, if I ask for more, I will be abandoned. Maybe it is, the person who hurts me most must be the one meant for me. Read the sentence slowly, then replace it with a living truth. Mutual love does not require me to become smaller. This is not merely an affirmation. It is a new instruction for your nervous system. The fourth doorway is the surrender of forced timing. You may feel that the photograph means the meeting must happen soon, and perhaps it does hold a thread of timing. But divine timing is not a contract that allows the mind to demand a deadline. The soul does not measure readiness by how intensely you want something. It measures readiness by how deeply you can remain aligned while the outcome is still unknown. There is a holy difference between delay and preparation. A seed beneath the soil may appear forgotten, yet beneath the darkness its roots are forming. In the same way, unseen movement may be taking place within you and within another life. You cannot dig up the seed every morning to check whether it is growing. You water the ground, tend the light, and allow the mystery to complete its work. There is a difference between waiting in trust and pausing your life. Waiting in trust means your heart remains open while your feet continue moving. Pausing your life means placing joy, purpose, friendship, and self-expression on hold until another person confirms that the future has begun. Your life is not the waiting room for a relationship. It is the field in which the relationship becomes possible. If the place from the photograph is part of your path, you do not have to chase it with fear. You may feel guided to travel there one day, to learn about it, to notice its name appearing in unexpected ways. Let those impulses be invitations, not commands. Move when the movement feels clear and grounded, not when panic tells you that missing one opportunity means losing your destiny. The heart knows the difference. Fear rushes, love guides. Fear says, if you do not act now, everything will disappear. Love says, you can take the next honest step and remain connected to yourself. Fear searches for control. Love allows the path to reveal itself through participation. The fifth doorway is magnetic embodiment. You cannot call in a relationship of peace while constantly rehearsing the emotional atmosphere of abandonment. This does not mean you must pretend to be positive or deny loneliness. It means you begin offering yourself the conditions you hope another person will offer you. If you desire someone emotionally present, practice being present with your own emotions instead of immediately escaping them. If you desire loyalty, become loyal to your boundaries. If you desire tenderness, stop treating your sensitivity as an inconvenience. If you desire a partner who speaks honestly, stop silencing your truth to keep unstable connections alive. When sadness comes, sit beside it rather than turning it into a prophecy. When loneliness appears, let it be a passing weather pattern rather than proof that you are forgotten. When fear speaks, ask whether it is offering wisdom or repeating an old alarm. This is how you become a safe home for your own spirit. This is how the sacred union template is activated. Not by becoming perfect, but by becoming congruent. Your outer choices begin matching your inner prayer. You no longer ask for a love that your daily life is not prepared to sustain. You make room for rest, honest communication, shared responsibility, and the ordinary intimacy that exists beyond the first spark. The person connected to that photograph may be drawn to the frequency of your authenticity, but the most important magnetism is the one that draws you back to yourself. Each time you stop chasing a disappearing person, you return energy to your heart. Each time you honor your no, you strengthen your yes. Each time you choose a peaceful evening over a familiar emotional storm, you teach your body that love does not have to hurt to be real. The sixth doorway is the wisdom of distance. If there is someone already in your life who seems connected to this image, distance may be part of the story, but it should not become an excuse for endless suffering. Separation can create space for reflection, healing, and maturation. It can show you what the connection awakened and what still needs care. But separation is not permission to accept neglect, nor is it proof that you must wait indefinitely. Sometimes distance reveals that the bond was meant to transform you rather than remain with you. Sometimes it creates the conditions for two people to return with greater honesty. The difference becomes visible through action. Growth is not measured by spiritual language, intense dreams, or repeated numbers. It is measured by changed behavior, accountable communication, and the willingness to meet in reality. Do not let the sacredness of a connection persuade you to ignore its human truth. Divine love does not ask you to become blind. It asks you to see more clearly. If someone is meant to walk beside you, the path will eventually require both of you to bring your full humanity forward. No photograph, dream, or energetic sensation can replace mutual choice. The seventh doorway is readiness to meet in the ordinary world. Many souls imagine the sacred union as a dramatic moment in which every question is answered at once. But the real meeting may be quieter. It may begin with a conversation that feels strangely natural. It may happen in a place that appears simple to everyone else but carries an unmistakable stillness for you. It may not arrive with fireworks. It may arrive as relief. You may notice that you are not performing. You are not calculating the perfect response. You are not trying to become more interesting, more mysterious, or more desirable. You are simply there. The place from the photograph becomes meaningful, not because it proves a story you have been telling yourself, but because it gives your two lives room to encounter one another honestly. When that moment comes, do not search for the old signs of chaos. Do not assume that calm means the connection lacks passion. A healed heart may experience peace as unfamiliar. Let peace be allowed to feel powerful. Let consistency become attractive. Let the absence of emotional whiplash be recognized as a gift rather than a lack of chemistry. And if the meeting has not happened yet, do not use that as evidence that you misunderstood everything. The deeper activation may already be working through you. You are learning to become someone who can receive what you once only imagined. You are learning to distinguish a soul invitation from a wound's demand. You are learning that the sacred place is not merely somewhere you will go. It is the inner landscape you are creating now. Here is the truth. Your higher self has been trying to place gently inside your awareness. You are not being denied love because you have been forgotten. You are being guided away from every version of love that would require you to forget yourself. The ache you feel is not always a prediction of absence. Sometimes it is the pressure of an old identity dissolving. Sometimes you miss a future that has not yet taken form because your soul can sense the direction of your becoming. Sometimes the heart recognizes a landscape before the feet arrive because the inner self has already begun preparing the way. But you were not meant to live only in anticipation. You were meant to become present enough that the future can find you. The place in the photograph is not asking you to abandon today. It is asking you to bring more of your soul into today. It is asking you to notice which choices make you feel more like the person who could stand there in truth. Release the demand to know exactly who he is, when he will come, or how the meeting must unfold. Let the mystery remain spacious. You can honor the sign without worshiping the sign. You can feel the connection without creating a story that overrides reality. You can trust that what is truly aligned will not require you to violate your dignity in order to reach it. Tonight, before you sleep, place one hand over your heart and one hand over your lower abdomen. Breathe slowly. Imagine the place from the photograph, not as a scene you must force yourself to reach, but as a field of calm surrounding you. Then say, I am willing to meet love without abandoning myself. I release what confuses longing with destiny. I trust the path that brings mutual love into clear embodied reality. Feel the difference between wanting someone to rescue you and allowing someone to meet you. Feel the difference between chasing a future and preparing your heart to recognize it. Feel the difference between being chosen from fear and choosing from wholeness. If this place is part of your path, the journey toward it will not only change your location, it will change the quality of the person who arrives there. And if the person connected to it is truly aligned with your soul, they will not only recognize the place, they will recognize the version of you who no longer needs to be convinced that love is possible. You have not been wandering without direction. Every disappointment has refined your discernment. Every ending has returned something to you. Every season of solitude has taught you the difference between being alone and being abandoned. You are not empty because no one is standing beside you at this exact moment. You are becoming spacious enough for a love that can stand beside you without consuming you. Let the photograph remain a quiet doorway. Let it remind you that your heart knows more than your fear admits, but also that your wisdom is allowed to move slowly. When the time comes, you will not have to force the recognition. You will feel it in the way your body exhales, in the way conversation opens without effort, in the way you remain fully yourself while something beautiful begins. Until then, keep walking toward the life that feels honest. Keep clearing the rooms within you where old relationships still speak in the voices of doubt. Keep choosing the kind of love that can exist in daylight, in communication, in consistency, and in freedom. The meeting is not the beginning of your love story. Your return to yourself is, before you scroll, Take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real from your heart journey. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or love. This isn't content, it's collective healing. Love multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your life is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow of divine love guidance. You're not just watching, you're healing. This is your sacred space. And we're just getting started.